So, es lädt. Wir sind einverstanden. Mal gucken, ob alles klappt. Und die hast du schon refreshed? Und die ersten, die schon zuschauen? Wir sind live, meine Lieben. Heute ist nicht Freitag. Heute ist der 28.12. Was ist heute? Ich habe schon es nicht mehr im Kopf. Ist schon Dienstag. So, grüßt euch alle zusammen. Heute ist unser Krypto Xmas Weihnachtsstream. Ja, Weihnachten ist schon um, 24, 25. Ich hoffe, ihr habt alles schön gefeiert, habt ein bisschen was getrunken. Ich weiß nicht, ob es Glühwein, Wein oder vielleicht auch Rum ist. Richie Chu, Russell, René ist da. Schön, dass ihr euch alle die Zeit nimmt. Heute wird es ein bisschen gemütlicher, angenehmer, so mit einer angenehmen Atmosphäre. Wir haben schon ein paar richtig interessante Gäste am Start. Wir haben Nick von Divi, dann haben wir Polis, Phore und Syscoin, also die Jungs von Syscoin mit am Start. Es wird auch eine kleine Quizrunde geben. Wir vergeben oder, ja, sagen wir mal, airdroppen so mehr oder weniger 600 US-Dollar. Wenn ihr lieb seid, vielleicht ein bisschen mehr. Das schauen wir uns natürlich dann an. Grüß dich alle zusammen. Andi, wie geht's dir erstmal? Happy Xmas Days oder Weihnachtstage? Wie hast du es verbracht?
Alles Gute nachträglich, ja? Alles Gute nachträglich zu Weihnachten.
Ja.
Ja, wir sind ein bisschen später dran. Entschuldigung, wir hatten das ja ursprünglich vor Weihnachten geplant. Aus organisatorischen Gründen war das dann leider nicht machbar. Jetzt machen wir es zwischen Weihnachten und Neujahr. Ich hoffe, das ist okay für euch.
Ja.
Auf alle Fälle solltet ihr heute dranbleiben. Wir haben, wie Emanuel schon sagte, spannende Gäste heute. 4 absolut coole Projekte, die uns eigentlich auch immer wieder begleiten. Schon seit 140 Sendungen, ich weiß es nicht. Also auch Projekte, die schon lange da sind. Divi, Polis und Phore. Und ja, wir werden nachher dann auf Englisch switchen. Da unsere Heimat ja zumindest die deutsche Muttersprache ist, fangen wir auf Deutsch an. Ich hoffe, für euch ist das okay, dass wir nachher auf Englisch machen. Wer es nicht versteht, das tut uns leid, aber wir können nicht erwarten, dass alle Teammitglieder auch irgendwie dann der deutschen Sprache mächtig sind. Es gibt zwischendurch Verlosungen, also Überraschungen. Ihr könnt natürlich diesmal ein bisschen anders im Live-Chat eure Kommentare abgeben und dann sofort quasi gewinnen, wenn ihr die Fragen beantwortet. Diesmal nicht mit, ja, macht mal euer Kommentar drunter und dann geht Google nicht und so weiter. Wir werden die Fragen dann nachher reinstellen und dann könnt ihr eure Antworten posten mit euren Adressen. Also haltet vielleicht schon mal eure Divi-Wallet-Adresse, Syscoin-Adresse, Polis-Adresse, Graphen-Adresse schon mal ready. Also Metamask hochfahren, Divi-Wallet starten, Syscoin-Wallet starten oder Bittrex
nicht alle
oder
auf einmal,
Exchange. Ne? Alles starten, Computer crashen, genau. Also oder kopiert sie euch. Könnt ihr euch schon mal vorbereiten, aufwärmen, Kniebeuge, Liegestütze und dann Fragen beantworten.
Ja, es wird definitiv spannend. Ja, der Nick schaltet um 20.15 Uhr ein, heißt in 10 Minuten. Jo, wie habt ihr Weihnachten verbracht? Ich denke mal, ihr seid ja höchstwahrscheinlich alle in Deutschland, Österreich oder in der Schweiz, aber vielleicht auch woanders. Ihr könnt es ja gerne mal reinschreiben. Englisch starten wir dann in 10 Minuten. Ja, Weihnachten ist hier, Andi, wie du schon weißt, ne? Immer so ein bisschen eher trüb, langweilig, ne? Weil Weihnachten wird ja immer so ein bisschen mit Schnee assoziiert, ne? Also zumindest wir Europäer. Und das ist halt eben nicht bei dir der Fall und nicht bei mir.
Das ist ein bisschen komisch, ja. Also wer in einer Zeitzone, wer in einer Region aufgewachsen ist, wo dann Winter ist, wo es kalt wird, ekelhaft, grau, Matsch, Schnee vielleicht. Hier ist irgendwie Sommer. Und es ist halt schwer, irgendwie sich daran so zu gewöhnen, dass dann irgendwie so 30 Grad und da steht irgendwie ein Tannenbaum oder eine Palme mit Lichterkette. Das ist irgendwie doch schon ein bisschen komisch, aber man gewöhnt sich dran. Sonne ist ja nichts Verkehrtes, kann man nichts gegen sagen. Ja, wir sind ja jetzt letztes Stream dieses Jahr. Vielleicht kannst du mal kurz erzählen, Emanuele, was war denn so für dich so irgendwie Highlight 1, 2, was dieses Jahr so passiert ist und was du erwartest nächstes Jahr so vom Kryptomarkt. Ich hoffe, das interessiert euch. Wir füllen jetzt noch die 10 Minuten und dann
ihr könnt ja gerne die Fragen reinstellen. Also wir sind ja beide ausgewandert, so Andi und meine Wenigkeit. Wir haben ja einiges erlebt. Ich denke, 2020 war auch so schon so ein Jahr, das war so sehr, sehr turbulent. 2021 war ein bisschen besser, aber auch wiederum turbulent. Einige Änderungen haben stattgefunden. Und ja, ich denke, 2021 war an sich, wenn man das jetzt so betrachtet, ein sehr, sehr gutes Jahr. Ich denke, rein investmenttechnisch hat es sehr gut geklappt. Ich glaube, der Graphene-Drop hat ja stattgefunden, war ziemlich lukrativ, habe ich auch erwartet gehabt. Der Divi ist hochgeschossen. Jetzt haben wir noch ein paar andere Investitionen laufen sehr, sehr gut. Ich denke, was erwarte ich eigentlich fürs nächste Jahr? Ich habe mich mit einem neuen Geschäftspartner zusammengetan und wir werden nächstes Jahr ein neues Format machen. Also es gibt ein komplettes Rebranding von Melchior Network auf dem YouTube-Channel. Es wird mehr Content geben. Licht- und Tonqualität wird sich um einiges bessern und es wird, der Raphael wird die Regie übernehmen. Der ist heute nicht da, aber nächstes Mal denke ich schon. Wir werden dann auf vielen verschiedenen Plattformen gleichzeitig streamen. Also wir werden eine ziemlich heftige Reichweite haben und zusätzlich auch, wenn wir neue Gäste am Start haben, also nicht nur Divi, Polis, Phore und so weiter. Wir werden aber auch DeFi-Projekte mit am Start haben, also die Founder oder CEOs oder die Macher von diesen DeFi-Projekten, weil ich denke, DeFi ist doch eine Nische, die sich brutal entwickeln wird in den nächsten Jahren. Ich sehe es auch anhand NFTs, also NFTs werden eine sehr, sehr große Rolle spielen. Metaverse ist, denke ich, auch so ein Stichwort für uns Investoren. Ich denke, das wird sich auch sehr, sehr gut entwickeln in den nächsten Jahren und da werde ich jetzt meinen Fokus drauf legen nächstes Jahr. Wenn ihr wenn ihr Feedback habt und sagt, hey, Manuele, kannst du bitte ein Video über so die Nische machen, dann werden wir uns natürlich an die Arbeit machen und für euch Content kreieren. Ja? Ihr seid ja auch der Grund, warum wir hier sind. Andi, wie war, sagen wir mal so, dein Jahr? Sagen wir mal 2021, wie hat sich das so für dich also wie siehst du das?
Also ich bin ja nun auch schon ein bisschen länger im Kryptomarkt und man entwickelt so eine innere Ruhe bei minus 30% von Coins zum Beispiel oder dass der ganze Markt zusammenbricht. Ich denke, wer seit 2017 im Markt ist, der hat ein hartes Fell sich angelegt, weil man hat ja quasi alles schon erlebt. Und der Kryptomarkt war dieses Jahr oder generell auch über die Jahre, wo die Preise mal nicht so positiv waren, die Adoption, die Wallets und das alles entwickelt sich ja weiter. Wir haben riesen Innovationen dieses Jahr gehabt, absoluten DeFi-Boom, NFTs, Riesenthema. Jetzt kommt nächstes Jahr sicherlich ein ganz großes Thema im Space, ist Metaverse im Allgemeinen. Ich glaube, das wird sich aber noch mal ein bisschen aufteilen in so verschiedene Richtungen. Und ich glaube, dass wir auch noch mehr Utility-Sachen auf NFT-Basis sehen. Also nicht nur einfach die Bildchen, wo du jetzt halt Bilder kaufen kannst, sondern wirklich mit fundamentalen Sachen hinter, auch mit Assets gedeckt. Man muss natürlich gucken, wie das regulatorisch weitergeht. Weltweit gibt es ja quasi jeden Monat irgendwelche neuen Regeln, wo sich Projekte darauf anpassen müssen. Dezentrale Welt trifft auf zentrale Welt. Wir haben in den Top 50, glaube ich, 95% zentrale Kryptoprojekte. Da wird sich sicherlich auch einiges tun, glaube ich. Also zentrale Projekte, wo jetzt Unternehmen dahinter stehen oder große Konzerne, die investiert sind. Da ist ziemlich viel Rotation drin. Ich glaube aber auch, dass dezentrale Projekte, ich meine, die Mutter des Allen steht ganz oben, unser lieber Bitcoin, der das da vorne anführt, wird auch versucht zu regulieren, also dass man ihn reguliert. Es gibt extreme Steuergesetze in den Vereinigten Staaten für Kryptowährungen. Das wird auch auf Europa ab 1.1. sehr hart mit der Keule durchgezogen. Lateinamerika und Afrika entwickeln sich für mich so ein bisschen als die Hotspots für Krypto, also offen für Adoption, offen für Neues. Klar, vorne dran El Salvador und auch einige afrikanische Länder und kleinere Länder, die da wirklich sich gut entwickeln. Man zieht die Unternehmen an, man schafft Alternativen. Da bin ich gespannt, wie sich das entwickelt. Generell ist der Kryptomarkt allerdings sehr, sehr stark abhängig von der gesamten Weltwirtschaft und die guckt absolut ins Blackloch. Also da bin ich gespannt, wie viel Antibiotika und Zeug sie noch ins Finanzsystem ballern können, um das aufzuhalten. Wir sehen, die Inflationen drehen massiv an. Wir haben ein Paradebeispiel vorneweg, Anfang des Jahres Venezuela oder auch schon Ende letztes Jahr. Dann hatten wir den Iran hinterher, jetzt haben wir es in der Türkei. Also es quillt an der Seite raus. Auch in Europa merkt man, dass die Preise sich eher nach oben überentwickeln. Exportpreise explodieren. Somalia, Piraterie hat zugenommen durch dieses Schiffchen da, was da irgendwie mal kurz parken musste. Also Import-Export-Preise explodieren, Containerpreise, Frachtkosten. Ich bin wirklich gespannt. Wir leben in einer Zeit, die es so noch nicht gab, mit so einer riesengroßen Finanzblase. Auch die Supplies des Fiat-Gelds in den USA, in Europa, Balance Sheets explodieren. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie man so viel Geld drucken kann. Da gibt es keine Grenze. Und wir können uns sicher sein, wer ein bisschen sich mit Finanzwesen beschäftigt, dass das aufzuhalten halt echt eine Mammutaufgabe ist. Und ich glaube, sie wissen selber noch nicht, wie es zu bremsen ist. Aber sie haben einen Plan. Da können wir uns sicher sein.
Ja. Einfach wird es nicht, Andi, aber ich denke schon, dass es irgendwann mal crashen wird. Und deswegen sollte man sich auch ein bisschen schlau machen diesbezüglich. Also wenn so eine Krise eintretet, hey, in was kann man investieren, wie kann man so seine Gelder sichern und nicht alles in den Topf schmeißen, weil ihr wisst ja, der Kryptomarkt ist ziemlich volatil und man sollte halt nur das investieren, was man bereit ist, vollständig zu verlieren. Wir haben den Nick schon jetzt am Start. Vielleicht werden wir nach dem Stream nochmal in der deutschen Sprache dann umswitchen, weil der Nick ist schon da und wir starten auch gleich mit dem Interview. Ja? Also, we're switching now.
Perfect.
To
we
English.
switch to English. So for all the
Yes,
English
sir.
people in the chat.
They're
So sorry
waiting
for the German, but the stream is basically in German. So, but if we have guests, of course, we switch to English. Only if Nick speaks German, we will continue in German.
Yes. Now we're switching to German again. So, hi Nick, wie geht's dir?
What's up, guys? I don't
up,
speak
man?
German, unfortunately.
Yeah, you don't. Maybe one day. How are you doing?
Yeah,
man?
good. How you doing?
We're doing well. I think you're doing better, and I'm really glad to speak to you, man. You were super busy this year, and it's an honor to speak to you always. I'm just having my what's called when we started 2019, when I checked Divi the first time. I mean, it has changed a lot, and I'm really proud of the whole Divi team, and it's why you're here today. It's nice to see.
I appreciate that, man. You've been super supportive over the years, consistently, which I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot to us.
How was Xmas, man? Christmas? Did you celebrate at home? What's up with you?
Yeah, no, I'm in New Jersey right now. I grew up in New Jersey, if you don't know that already. So yeah, I'm at my aunt's house still. It was nice. I hope you enjoyed your holiday as well.
Yeah, so you stay there up to the first, and then you go back to San Diego.
Yeah, actually, my buddy's getting married on January 1st. So, or I guess New Year's Eve, I should say, 31st of December. So I'll be here through that, and then I'll head home back to San Diego.
Wow. That's nice. So
Yeah.
it's this year was a fantastic year, right? Right, Nick? What do you think about this year? I mean, it's crazy. It was a crazy year though, but I think at the end of the day, positive, right?
It's honestly, it's hard to believe that the year's over now. it just flew by so fast. It was a whirlwind. It was a great year. I mean, it was a great year for the industry overall. Turned out to be a great year for Divi as well. You know, we made a lot of progress. There's so much amazing stuff happening in the space all the time, and I'm really excited, you know, about 2022 and seeing what everyone's doing. Of course, Divi has its own plans, but yeah, it's been a great year.
Yes. This is a question what I don't have on a sheet, but what do you think about, I mean, regulations and about the whole situation now on the market, right? Because if the market crashes, what's your plan for 2022? I mean, do you expect just a crash or just this whole situation with the regulations, or what's your point of view on it?
Yeah, I mean, regulations are obviously being developed at least in the United States. Of course, we've seen some more significant and substantive stuff happening across other jurisdictions, but the states, I mean, they just don't know what they're regulating. that's becoming more and more obvious. Yeah, unfortunately, they're not taking the time to learn. I mean, it's great that we're able, with SBF and some of the other professionals from the US getting in front of Congress here a couple weeks ago. And at least they're trying to take the approach of like understanding what this is. But it doesn't seem that they're wrapping their heads around it. Obviously, the regulations, it's been a moving target since day one. The approach that we take, at least, is try to be pragmatic. We work with a lot of compliance people and lawyers and stuff like that to try to like estimate what is going to happen and try to take a pragmatic approach. But ultimately, you just got to build, and the regulations will catch up to the technology at some point.
No, this makes sense. Andreas, if you have some questions, you can add some up. No problem. I mean, I've talked to you the first time was 2019. So Divi just had a small struggles, I think, at the beginning, and I was always seeing the vision what you guys had, but not the majority of the people say, hey, I don't know the project right now. But now Divi got really huge. Now, I mean, there's a gap. Divi can, I mean, grow more and more the next years, right? But I mean, it was a roller coaster journey, right? From 2019 to 2021. How do you describe this journey in a few words?
Yeah, I think the best way I can put it is, you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather, right? So we definitely experienced a lot of ups and downs, delays and things that we didn't expect to happen. But ultimately pulled it out in the end. And I think the product that we deployed this year, which was the mobile wallet, came out really well. People are enjoying it. We're seeing more and more users jumping into the staking vaults and the masternodes and stuff like that all the time. And then, of course, closing the La Liga deal, I think changed the whole paradigm of the project. Yes. Like up until that point, we were just another wallet, really. We had some good technology, some patent pending stuff, but this validates us in a way that you just don't see very often, right? You're expecting crypto.com to have a partnership like that, or FTX have a partnership like that. You're not expecting this come from behind underdog to close a multinational partnership with the world's largest sports league. Like, it just doesn't happen. And it did. So that to me was like the pinnacle moment of the year,
Yes, definitely. No, I was really happy about the partnership. We will talk in the next minutes about it, but just for our new followers, maybe you don't know Divi. Nick, can you just describe Divi in a few words so we can move forward, because the people are saying, hey, they're talking about Divi. What is Divi right now? No?
Absolutely, yeah. Divi is really built on the philosophy that cryptocurrencies should be easy to use and access for everyone everywhere. So that's why in 2018, we deployed our Masternode one-click cloud installer, which is still probably one of the easiest ways to start earning cryptocurrency from your computer or now your mobile phone. And of course, we've built a bunch of technologies, some patent pending over the course of past 4.5 years that we've existed. Really proud of our team and what we've built, and we're still striving towards making crypto as easy to use as possible for everyone.
Yes. We see this because you guys started as a small project, right? And when you start as a small project, you don't have just the resources to just, okay, there is a company, we pay them $1 million and they just create a mobile wallet for us. It's not the case for you guys, because you started as a small project and basically from scratch you built the mobile app, right? So tell us a little bit more about the journey with the mobile wallet, how it was and why you've created it, basically.
Well, I think aligning with our philosophy on making things accessible and easy to use, the most accessible thing is your mobile phone. Everyone, for the most part, I think 82% of the world has a smartphone at this point in some capacity. So that's obviously the most accessible place. We, like you said, we were a small project. We only raised about $2 million in our ICO. And then we really didn't have much left over after marketing and paying lawyers and things like that. So we had to build like a real business, actually build a community around this and build real revenues and things of that nature, to help us accelerate the growth of the company, as well as to build up the product that people are using now. No, it has not been easy. We've gone through a bunch of iterations of it. But I think the ultimately the product that came out of all of these iterations is probably one of the easier to use wallets out there. We get a lot of good feedback on like the usability. We're always trying to improve it, of course, as well. But yeah, it's been a it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm since 2019 there and watching Divi and see the how you guys grew over time, man. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, I was believing since day one, and that's why we're here right now. And I'm happy about the journey with Divi. And the thing is, now you have one-click staking and one-click masternodes, right? You can deploy your masternode in 10 seconds or 15 seconds. And which feature do you want to build in next? What's the feature you're focusing on right now?
Yeah, so the next thing that's going to be coming out are the fiat on ramp and the crypto swaps, basically like an exchange feature right within the wallet. What's cool about this is, of course, you'll be able to buy a variety of cryptocurrencies, including Divi, with your credit card or your bank account or whatever. But then you can swap into whichever currencies you want. We're going to be supporting. So basically, it's like crypto swaps, the fiat on ramp, and then ERC20 support all come at the same time. So you'll be able to jump in and out of whichever currencies you are so inclined to do so. And it really leads perfectly into what comes next for the ecosystem, which is our bridge into Ethereum and BSC. Okay.
Do you expect some hurdles there because Binance had a problem with the smart chain there with transferring? What do you think about the bridges for the next year? I mean, this is, I think, a hot topic for the next year. What do you think about?
I mean, the way I see it is that any layer one chain, especially our peers that launched at the same time as us in 2017 and 2018, if you're not interoperable by the end of next year, it's going to be really difficult to scale a business and really difficult to scale your community. So it's really important, at least for us, to bridge into the variety of ecosystems that exist, as well as start to work on our own. But
that's nice.
We spent I mean, it's important, but we've spent a long time like researching the best way of doing this. We've even had partnerships with other companies that proposed to build bridges for us that didn't work out. It's not an easy task to take a UTXO blockchain like Divi and bridge it into an account-based system like Ethereum or like BSC. So taking the extra time to do this correctly, I think, will pay off in the end. And I've seen the implementation, and it's awesome. So we're excited to get that rolling.
Oh, that sounds nice. Did you are you in contact with the Syscoin team? I mean, they're doing a fantastic job over there with the UTXO model and with the bridges. I mean, you should do that because they're changing the game right now with the NEVM. Did you watch into Syscoin?
I watch a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah, and Syscoin's one of them. I mean, it is awesome, and it's like you also look at like Cardano's UTXO system that has smart contracts to an extent, and they're working on scaling with Hydra and all that stuff. So it can be done, and I think it's a philosophical choice to keep UTXO. Divi may not always be UTXO, but for now it is. And so with that in mind, we have to take the path that makes the most sense technologically. Sure. I mean, having EVM compatibility, EVM is clearly the standard, right? We're at that point. It's so easy if you use MetaMask to jump between networks. You just quickly change the RPC or whatever. So being EVM compatible is paramount, in my opinion, to the success of these chains moving forward.
I'm looking forward to see the implementation of the bridge. I mean, it's a huge step for Divi. And in your opinion, what's the most important feature in the mobile app right now? If you're using it and say, hey, what's the most important one?
I mean, probably the most popular one right now is the staking vaults. There's like tens of millions of Divi staking right now just in the app. But forthcoming is definitely the fiat on ramp. It's the most requested feature we've ever had. Because there's a lot of people that won't go on KuCoin, or they don't know how to go on KuCoin and or the other exchanges, and there's no on ramps right now for Divi to just buy it with your card. So I think there's a huge like fire hose of people that's ready to open up as soon as this feature is live, and a ton of people, because our community is a lot of them are new to crypto. Some people, Divi is their first coin they've ever bought, so they're not comfortable with dexes or centralized exchanges yet. So I think that's going to be really, really important for our growth, especially with the La Liga partnership.
Yeah, and now we're talking about the La Liga partnership because it shook the world, I think. And for those who don't know La Liga, Nick, you can explain it in a few words. And the partnership, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Now you can reach up to how much? 2.7 billion people. I mean, that's insane. I mean, for the next year, what do you expect? I mean, with the partnership with La Liga, I mean, is there something you envisioned it 2 years ago, or it's just it happened because it happened this year because you grew over time, or just you envisioned it 2 years ago?
No, I definitely did not see this happening even 6 months ago. Honestly, it was it was a shock that we were able to close the deal. So for those that don't know, La Liga is the largest football league, soccer for those in the US, in the world based on reach. I think Premier League is more rich, but La Liga has a wider reach. So a billion, or I think you're right, 2.7 billion people watch La Liga every year. The regions that we're in will reach about 1 billion of those people. It's 48 different countries. Yeah, man. I mean, when we were approached about this, we were at a conference in Dubai, and the guy, Luis, who approached us, we had breakfast with him. I turned to Zoe, our CMO, and I was like, there's no way, right? Like, we're not going to be able to close this. It's going to be Crypto.com or somebody big. And she's like, I don't know. We got to give it a shot. So we gave it a shot. We shot our best shot. And it turned out that they actually preferred working with us. And this is why it's important. It's not just about, of course, we'll have, our logo around the pitch and stuff like that. And we'll have TV ads, and we'll have professional players talking about Divi, which is great. But the biggest part of it, I think, is the activations. So actually being able to go to El Clasico and be in person with people, and getting people to download the wallet right there, buy a beer, book a hotel, or buy some merch at the stadium. Those kinds of things, that's a game-changing partnership. Just having your logo on the field is cool, but activating actual people in person, that's just unparalleled, discretion to talk directly to somebody. I'm excited about it. It's huge.
And it opens up a new world for Divi. I mean, because it's not the first or the last partnership you will have. I mean, bigger partnerships will come, right? So, and maybe La Liga is a good reference for you guys, because you say, hey, we have a partnership right with these guys. Now you can play in the first league. You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward for the next year.
Yeah.
What do you expect from La Liga? I mean, what do you envision right now for 2022 with them? What are your expectations?
Yeah, I mean, January we'll start to see the Divi wallet ads around the pitch on I forget what they call them, but you've seen them. The screens that go around the pitch. So we'll start to see that just next month. We're just in the process of approving what those will look like. We also get the little carpet next to the goal. So anytime there's a goal, our logo is seen like a billion times during the replays and stuff. So that's awesome. But moving into 2022, we will start to do the actual activations. So I'm planning on, as long as COVID permits, going and traveling to a lot of the actual matches. And I can't really guarantee this, but we can start to speculate on the fact that one of the regions we're in is Middle East. And the World Cup is in Qatar, this year.
Yes.
So that would be in our region. So I'm just going to leave that there.
Yeah, that's huge, man. I mean, I think the key to success was, Nick, because you were everywhere. I watched you every Friday. You were everywhere, and this is Grant Cardone says it right in the 10x book. you need to be everywhere. So, and this is what you have done. So you were everywhere. And that's why you have a $200 million cryptocurrency out there. That's yes. And maybe next year, even better.
Yeah, I hope so. We're all working really hard to bring more value to people that engage with this community and with this ecosystem. Our philosophy is Divi everywhere, right? That's kind of something that Jeff McCabe, our chairman, coined initially. But you're right. I mean, you got to get out there and you got to shake people's hands. And it's a scary time for a lot of people right now with traveling and stuff. But to me, it's worth the risk. And it's starting to pay off. So we're excited. And I appreciate you saying that, man.
Yeah, definitely. No. And the other thing, because I think that the people that are here right now, and they love so much Divi, and I'm analyzing it a lot of times on Twitter. They love Divi and this and that. You know why? Because you guys are doing a lot of charity things in Asia, in South Africa, in San Diego. I don't know. There are so much places where people need food, need water, need clothes, need bicycles, right? And this is what makes the coin different from other people and from other coins. Because all the other CEOs, they are so struggling with themselves, right? And you guys are opening up. And this is what makes all about the good heart at the end of the day. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, that's how I am seeing it.
No, you're 100% right. I mean, it's the way that it should be. I mean, we have the ability to change people's lives, right? We have done that in financial ways, but not everybody can invest in cryptocurrencies, but they can be benefited by them still. That's kind of like one of the main things that draws me into this space. I see so much materialistic crap, and I mean, I'll joke about Lambos and stuff like that. I don't own a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or anything like that, and I probably never would. But that's cool. But if this is just about being materialistic and flexing your cars and your boats and your houses and stuff like that, then like that's not what I want to be involved in, right? So yeah, I mean, the initiatives that are going on in Venezuela, where they're feeding hundreds of kids and elderly, in need every week. We just, in the Philippines, they just distributed a bunch of spaghetti. They do it every Christmas. This is the 5th year we've done it. The orphanage down in Mexico, in South Africa with the bikes, like it's meaningful, right? You feel like there's a purpose to this, very important to me. And I think the team and the community.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. And it's heartwarming, and maybe next year it can be even better with the charity partnerships, because there are a lot of charities out there and a lot of people that have a need for these kind of things. Maybe you can reach new audiences, new people, and maybe get I don't know, a bigger community later on. It makes sense. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you expect for next year for the partnerships?
So no, it's cool. Yeah, probably the Wi-Fi here. My handset is not amazing, but yeah, I mean, the one of the coolest things about the La Liga partnership is that they have access to the refugee camps, so we can do stuff over there and bring benefits to people with crypto there. As far as other partnerships go, guess we'll find out. We do have some things sort of in the background right now that I can't quite yet discuss. Markets might bring, and you're right, the actual opportunities change with the validation that we get from La Liga. So
yes,
stay tuned.
Nice one. Andreas, do you have some other questions?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
I have one personal question, because I guess, I hope that Divi is still connected to Costa Rica. So we met us there before all this COVID stuff came into our world last time on Jeff's place. But I expect something to have in Costa Rica for crypto. Is there something coming out of Divi?
Yeah, I mean, Costa Rica is an interesting jurisdiction because of its relationship with the United States, right? They report taxes to the IRS and things like that, which actually makes it a good jurisdiction in terms of sort of like the perspective from the outside world. So yeah, I mean, we have Redivi down there, of course. Redivi is actually doing really well, which is the remittance company that we own a part of. They're actually distributing cards to their customers and stuff now. Things went a little bit slower than we would have liked. Of course, with COVID, things got really delayed, but there's still a lot of movement down there. And now with El Salvador, Central America is 100% on the map. So I definitely expect more things to start to occur down in both Costa Rica and the rest of Central America.
Yeah, I always tag the president of Costa Rica that he takes a tiny look to El Salvador, and I hope so that they are also doing something. So one other question is, what do you expect for 2022? Because we see this year a huge change in DEX and SEX exchanges. So basically, most of the people, they use this SEX tool to get into crypto. Then they wrap their tokens to go to the DEX and DeFi and NFT world, and they never come back to centralized exchanges. So we see a lot of trouble for centralized exchanges currently, and they struggle to get new coins because they all go to Pancake, Uniswap, and so on. So what do you expect for the future? So did you see DEX growing or SEX is coming back?
Well, I've been saying for a long time, for years really, that decentralized exchanges would take a more major foothold in the future, and it's starting to happen. We're starting to see that now, and I love that because it's really the way that cryptocurrency should be traded. Decentralized exchanges are, of course, the portal to the space. Still, there's no decentralized on-ramp yet, but that will change too. I have a feeling as banks start to integrate directly with blockchain and things like that. At any rate, that's further down the pipeline. To answer your question more directly, I love seeing that DEXs are becoming more popularized, and that's why we're building bridges, right? We don't want to give custody of our funds to basically a bank.
Makes sense. Andreas, do you have more questions? Because we have 3 quiz questions, actually.
I would say go ahead. I guess we can talk the whole day.
Yeah.
If we want. There are so many topics, and crypto is so, has so many corners where we can take a look into. Divi is on a great path. So I remember when Divi starts with usually only proof of stake and masternodes, and what then happens over the years. And it's a project, but also adapt to changes in the space. So I guess if we talk 1 year ago and we talked about DeFi, it was not on the table. Now you change, now you do this, you adopt new things, new tools. And what I really like on crypto, on Divi, is that you work on adoption. So not many projects work on adoption. They talk about this, but obviously they do not. So to catch the people where they are, and I guess the need for the future to learn about crypto is even higher than 2-3 years ago. We are still early. The people want to learn. Education is a big thing, even if in the parliament, in the Senate, in the United States, as I see in the news always. So all the best for 2022. And Emanuele, now you can ask the questions for Divi.
Yeah, we've created 3 questions basically. 3 questions, and we will say the question, and you guys need to answer the question in the live chat. Okay, the first person who answers the correct answers correctly will receive 500 Divis. Right? So we have 3 questions. Are you ready, guys? You need to say I'm ready, because if you're not ready, you will not win the Divis. Okay, are you ready, guys? Let me know in the comment section right now.
Yeah, don't forget there's some delay.
There's some question. Meme Divi, he says, ask Nick about the Telecom Deal. I didn't heard about it.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool topic. We're working with a telco or telecom, whatever company. They build smart cities in developing nations. it looks like the first city that we're going to go into is the Dominican Republic.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Which of course hits home for you guys there. So anyway, it's cool. Basically, they want to implement a coin structure with nodes, staking and master nodes, in order to subsidize the cost of the devices that they sell. So they also sell Wi-Fi routers and cell phones and things like that. Obviously, data can be quite expensive, especially for certain demographics of people. So they want to subsidize the cost of this by having people run nodes on their phone. So they'll actually provide you with, your first staking node or whatever, right there in your phone when you turn it on. So Divi will be integrated in a multitude of devices just by default. It's a great opportunity for us, and I think it'll really impact the nations and the jurisdictions that they jump into really in a great way.
Oh, that sounds cool. So the company's called Telco, right?
It is a telco. We aren't ready to announce what the name of the company is yet, but we'll. I think it's going to kick off in January, so we'll end up talking more about it.
All right, then. Yeah, if I have some questions, I will hit you up, man.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start with the quiz rounds, guys, because I saw a lot of comments. You guys are ready? So if you're ready, let's start with the first question. So the first one is, which sports league did Divi recently sign a major partnership? So here's the first question, guys. Here we go. The first person who answers right gets the 500 Divis.
So a sneak peek. It's Claro, it's Movie Star. So
Claro Dominicana. Ja, ich nutze. I'm using Claro.
No.
Nice.
Oh, Karst NL won the 500 Divis. You were the first one. Happy earnings, my man. You won the 500 Divis.
Nice.
Let's go on with the second question. How much Divi is required for a mobile staking vault? You need to type in the amount. So how much Divi is required for a mobile staking vault? Yeah, there's the person with the best internet wins, I think, right? So let's see. Karsten L wrote 1, but it's not right. Let's see.
Yeah, this one's kind of a tricky one.
Yeah, that's a good trick. Yeah. The people are writing 10,000, 1. No, there's no winner yet now.
I always say it's not necessarily a number, right? The answer doesn't have to be a number.
Yes, that's right. It's not necessarily a number, right? Let's see. There is no one. Wait a second.
One is
Nick,
close.
Did you check? Did you check the comments?
I'm watching it. Oh, there we go. JV.
Oh, JV is fast. Yeah, JV is the second winner.
There's no minimum.
You won the 500 Divis, my man. Happy earnings. So
there you go.
So we educate some people today.
So the third one is, let me write it down because I don't know what. So JB was the second one, right? JB. The first one was Karst.
JB, and we get Karsten L was the first one.
Yes, right. So the third question is the Divi mobile app custodial or non-custodial? So again, is the Divi mobile app custodial or non-custodial? Let's see who's answering first.
Everyone should know this one.
Oh, Karst, I mean, you're fast.
Karst has like a T1 line straight to his room or something.
Are you a Divi whale or what? You won the 500 Divis, Karst. So in total, 1,000 Divis for Karst, and JB won 500. Perfect. So I think we're done with the quiz rounds. Oh, so normally, Andreas, Luis should jump in right now, right? I think so.
He said to me, he will join now.
You know Mexican, Latin. I mean, we're
You mean pura vida or mañana mañana? I guess he will come
always.
So,
never on time.
Don't be like this.
Nick, we spoke about. I know we've wrote about my apartment. I maybe want to create maybe a homepage where I just implement Divi as a payment option for my apartments, because December was fully booked. January is fully booked also. February as well.
Nice.
I mean, business is going well here. Dominican Republic real estate is huge. It's huge. I bought the apartment. I mean, $210, $220 a night each night. The people are paying it, man. Yes,
that's amazing, dude. Congrats.
Yes. It's I think 13 to 15% a year ROI. I think it's good for real estate.
That is good for real estate.
Yeah. How is it in San Diego? Just
it's tough because the real estate is so expensive. So to make a return is more difficult. It's better to look outside, unless you can buy, unless you have a crazy low interest rates or something, like a relationship with a banker. It's pretty hard to make rental income in that city, but people do it, of course.
Yeah, I mean, look into Dominican Republic, man. If you have some questions, I mean,
I will.
It's huge. All right then, Nick. I mean, thanks for being here. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, man. And I wish you always the best and Happy New Year. Just don't drink too much. You need to be ready for 2022. No, I'm just joking, man.
Well, I guess there's a marriage. There's a marriage, she said. Huh?
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So don't go wild at the 31st. So that's
yeah, I'll have to watch myself for sure. Well, yeah, thank you guys and Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too, man.
Same for you.
We'll keep in touch, okay?
2022.
Cheers, man.
Bye.
Danny.
Yeah.
Well, this was Andy, go ahead.
Yeah, this was Nick. A great interview. A little bit sneaky connection, I guess. Parents' house. At home, he's better prepared, I guess. I hope you can you understand almost everything what he said. It was really interesting. And now we have the new guest live from Mexico. So
Luis, what's up?
Luis is here from the Polis chain team. Maybe Luis, introduce you a little bit what you are doing in the crypto space and what you do.
Thank you. So hey everyone, hello from Mexico. My name is Luis. I'm currently the DAO technology manager for the Polis project. So everything related to the technology development for the platform, for the project usually goes through my hands. Of course, the project has now evolved to a phase where it's being very decentralized. So if anyone wants to build something on the Polis chain, they can do that without that going through my hands. But I'm happy to provide any support that you might require to start developing on the Polis chain, right? Other than that, I have 4 partners, other DAO managers for the project. We make a great team and we work for the betterment of the project, which has seen an amazing year. This 2021 was amazing for the project.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, so this was a lot of information in the beginning. So no problem. Everything is easy. So as you mentioned, so Polis is a smart chain. It's layer 1, yes, and because you said you can build on this chain, so basically it's a layer 1 chain. Maybe tell us short about this, and maybe where's Polis coming from, because the project is old. So it's from 2017. So it's the same like we had Divi before, and all the projects we talked today, they are old crypto grandpas basically, and all the projects are still here. So maybe you can give us a little bit insight what you are now and where you come from.
Sure. So as Andrea said, the project started in 2017, right at the end. So in fact, it was the 21st of December. We had the Polis birthday just 1 week ago. And it started as a fork of the Dash project. So it was a proof of work coin, a chain. And we had the original vision of making the best blockchain for electronic payments, for merchants to use and implement cryptocurrency payments on, let's say, everyday business and activities. So what that has meant over the years is that the project has found itself in a need to reinvent itself, to modernize itself, to successfully adapt to the changes that the crypto space has been facing, which they are a lot and quite fast. You need to be very reactive to keep up. And so what that has meant for the project is that we have changed a lot. So we changed from a proof of work coin to a proof of stake protocol. We faced a lot of issues with the proof of stake implementation that we had. So eventually and this was at the time where smart contracts and tokens were kind of going crazy, right? So we faced like the decision to keep maintaining our old chain, to keep updating it for security, or to embrace the future, to embrace the DeFi space and migrate to an ecosystem of applications, decentralized applications that was more, I would say, fun, but also more mature for users, right? And so we became a Ep128 token on the Binance Smart Chain. We learned a lot on the platforms that we developed for the project on that chain. And it came a point where we believed that we could make our very own smart chain that is compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine. So that means that you can run smart contract code as easily as you would on any other EVM compatible chain like Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, to name a few. And we started also developing like the first decentralized applications that live on that chain, right? So right now, the Polis chain, as Andrea said, it's its own smart chain. You can deploy any sort of application that you want over it. There's already a few decentralized applications and protocols that support the Polis chain. So that has been very amazing to see how the adoption from users and from other data aggregators and so on has been. And that's the current state right now for the project.
Okay, yeah, that's a long road.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A couple of years. So can you tell us a little bit about what you see the future for Polis in 2022, and also what you see overall of the crypto market? So maybe especially for Mexico or for the whole world, where you think it will go next year.
Sure. First, for the project, I think that 2022 will be a very exciting year for Polis. The last part of this year was kind of focused on launching everything, like the basis for developers to get started developing for the Polis app. We expect the next year to be full of projects that want to implement and bring their existing technologies into our chain. We are starting to see a trend where a lot of things are becoming cross-chain. To give users the flexibility to start moving their assets freely among chains and start taking the benefits from the decentralized applications that live in protocols. Hence, a lot of protocols are becoming cross-chain as well. So you would start seeing lending sites, farming sites becoming cross-chain. And we believe that Polis will be a great part or a key project for this movement, right? Other than that, we want the full Polis ecosystem to grow. There's already some cool projects on their way that will start launching next year. And that's where I see a little bit technology-wise crypto projects moving into, as well as Polis being an important part of that. As for governments and regulations and legislation and all of that, the world is crazy, man. It's changing every day. I think that also a problem is that it's very different in each place that you step into. So it's hard to see. Here in Mexico, we believe that we are seeing like very, I would say, crypto-friendly political actors in the environment. So that's, of course, we are very optimistic about that. We all saw earlier this year about El Salvador implementing all of these I would say progressive agenda regarding cryptocurrency. And we are really optimistic that somehow this may extend to other Latin American countries. I don't know how it is in other parts, but here in Mexico, we have already some voices, important voices speaking up regarding this.
So we have now 3 approvals. So first of all, we talked about this, Emanuele. Then Nick said, yeah, Latin America gets the hotspot. Now we get it out of Mexico. So I guess Latin America, or especially South and North America, this is something where we see a hotspot for crypto. In the United States, it's growing. Of course, they have a lot of regulations. El Salvador is a hotspot there. Yeah, we will see. So, what do you think is the big next crypto thing? So we had this year DeFi booming. We have NFT booming. Now it starts a little bit with metaverse. So, what do you think is the next big thing overall in crypto?
That's a hard question. I think everything NFT related is already pumping up this year. I think it's slowed down for the last part of this year, but I think people really like the concept, the idea. Of course, the NFT expanding into the metaverse, into applications that connect to the metaverse and all of that. I think that will be a huge focus, mainly because the big players are putting a lot of money and effort into this, right? So I think it's hard to not acknowledge that fact, and I think that those trends will be great. They will become bigger the more we move through the next year.
Luis, a question: did you self-invest into metaverse, or do you have a plan to invest into metaverse, or is it just something that you observe from the outside?
I already am. Let's say investing into some small projects that will become part of the metaverse. So some NFT projects mainly. And yeah, well, I'm confident that will be. I'm not just saying that as a, let's say, like a trend that I see, right?
So maybe it can grow over years, because there are some analysts that say, hey, maybe metaverse in 2-3 years will explode. So it needs, I think it needs time to mature, because it's a space where they try to do things, but it's not fully matured. So maybe in the next years, it could be a good investment. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
There are some good projects. What you have envisioned? Sorry that I interrupt you.
No, mainly, I see a lot of potential in games. I think games will become a huge gateway for people to get into the metaverse, because I think that appealing to people's fun, it's like a very, very cool way and easy, and I would say an easy way to convert people into joining this concept, right?
Yeah.
So I think mainly games will be like the main thing exploding next year.
Like X in Venezuela, right? They've built like how it's called, like academies and stuff like this. It's a crazy thing, because I mean Venezuelans they have had like the last 3-4 years hard times, so people need to see for other options. So I think that's why they've built this around cryptocurrencies and Xe and all these games. It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess nobody can imagine what's going on in Venezuela. I mean, this is not only for 1 month. They lived there for 4-5 years almost in this wild world, with almost nothing available in the grocery stores. The prices are skyrocketing from day to week or whatever. The banks are closed, so it is a great spot for crypto, of course, to grow this. And especially for the young generation, they are used to game and more open to technology. I guess there's a bright future also for Venezuela, but we can talk a lot because there are a lot of sanctions. So, but it's a beautiful country. That's it. So, but what the people can do against political decisions. So, yeah, Luis, we have some questions in the chat. So, as you said, there is a smart chain, and you have already, it's HadesSwap running as a DEX and automated market maker, something similar to Pancake. The question for Prosty is, what about a launchpad for Polis?
Oh, okay. I don't want to get in trouble talking too much about this, but it may be coming, guys.
You can. Nobody's watching this. Nobody's watching this.
Okay, don't show this to my boss. But yeah, something like that is coming. I would say very soon. So stay tuned, because we have been preparing something really great for HadesSwap. We think you will love it, and yeah, for all soul holders, like I believe that the future is bright. The launchpad will be a huge deal for everyone.
Hey, so now we get in trouble. Did you have some more troublemaker news for the people? What is happening in the next, I don't know, 4 weeks, 8 weeks?
Yeah, I guess you can expect a lot of movement in the first quarter, starting the first quarter of next year, which is a couple of days away. So yeah, stay tuned. I would expect something maybe NFT related regarding the project. So we are also very bullish about that and happy because we think that NFTs are a cool way of sharing a part of the project with everyone, right? At least with the thing that we want to do with this.
Okay, Emanuele, did you also have something for Luis?
Just questions?
Yeah,
Question regarding? I mean, we've talked about metaverse. It's just, I think, partnership-wise, will Polis do something with other metaverse projects, or do you want to dive into metaverse like with Polis, or is it just an imagination right now?
Speaking for the project, right now there is not any plan or partnership that's even close to be closed or definitive. But of course, we believe that Polis has all of the requirements to be an important part or player in this new trend. And we will be open to work. And of course, we will start searching for partnerships in this space.
Yeah. It was initially when Polis was launched, it was more than focus on payments, right? Yeah. So you guys wanted to have merchants and stuff. Do you have some huge partnerships in mind for 2022? Or you guys want to just build on technology and later on, you know what I mean? Just build on technology and later just have some merchants, or what's the plan there?
Yeah, the idea, the current plan is to develop the technology so that we can give it like a simple solution for merchants to start accepting payments. We believe that the future is cross-chain, of course. So this will be a tool that will help them set up payment methods for a lot of different networks and so on. Of course, support for other networks will be rolling out gradually over the lifespan of this product. And yeah, we are currently working on that, and it will be a reality in the first half or something like that for next year. Yeah.
Nice one. So guys, if you have some questions, just type it in the chat box. We're here. And now more an emotional question. Polis faced a long time, like a bear market, right?
Yeah.
So that there was a lot of Mastodon coins, staking coins were going down, and the exchanges were closing one by one. And so there was a little panic, if not a huge panic in the market. So what did you guys thought in this kind of second, or in this kind of moment? Say, hey, should we leave or should we build on? Because there was no demand basically. So what was going through your head right now? Right then, not right now, right then.
Yeah, I guess I can speak for myself, and I have talked to a lot of developers and people involved with the project, and they were rough times. A lot of people were considering quitting, leaving the project to the hands of the community and so on, right? But what we have always felt from the Polis community is that they are very involved members in the community, that they support whenever and as much as they can. So that kind of gave us like the strength to say, well, let's try different things. Let's go back to basics. Of course, we didn't talk I didn't talk about this earlier, but this transition to Polis becoming its own smart chain was like a going back to basics kind of philosophy. So it was us rediscovering like the original goals of the project. How do they meet with today's trends, technology, and all that? And when we pitched the idea to, of course, the Polis working team and to the Polis community, they instantly loved it. They made it very clear that they would support, and you could see that with a lot of people migrating their coins from the Binance Smart Chain into the Olympus network within the first week of the life of the chain. And also when the first decentralized application, the 80 swap exchange, people in the first week had like $2.5 million in locked value in the platform. So
nice.
Those are the moments that make you kind of want to continue, right? To make that make everything worthwhile. And of course, we are in a great depth to the community, and the plan is to keep paying that trust and support with technology, with improvement, and of course with the growth of the project.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it paid off, right? Because the whole bear market is over. You guys are still there, and so that what makes a project strong at the end of the day. Not just building in a bull market. Everyone can build in a bull market. Everyone can make money in a bull market. But let's see what happens in the bear market. Yeah.
Create a random coin, fork pancake swap, offer 10,000% APY. We saw this year a lot.
Yes.
And basically everybody can do this. So in a bull market, it's kind of easy. But I guess when the next bear market is coming, and we are sure it will come, then we will see again teams, hopefully all the projects they are on this meeting today, that they are all going to survive. There's one other question, Luis, from the chat. What is the future about Polis Pay as an app?
An app, okay. So there will be like official announcements, but the idea is that the different services that are being hosted on the Polis Pay app will become smaller, more focused services that work better for the user, so that they are more, I would say, simple to use, that they are also more available for people whenever they are, and secure. We believe that the integration with technologies such as Trezor, Ledger, MetaMask, and all that, it's very important, not only for Polis, for the whole crypto, for the whole crypto space. So we will be developing new versions of a specific function. Okay, so the functionality of the Polis Pay app will be taken into their own applications, and we will be providing different services with specific applications in mind. Yeah. This will be we will be start deploying a lot of these applications over the next year, so stay tuned. I guess that regarding the concept of the Polis Pay app, it will be relaunched with a new, entirely new version of the app that will help you store your Polis and Olympus network coins on a mobile wallet, the way you have been doing so far.
Okay, yeah, and this is also everybody user has to know all these crypto apps, as Divi has it, or as Polis have it. So you are always connected to iOS and Android services. So to the app stores, to the Google Play Store. So all the apps also have to follow the regulations. We had this year, especially, we had this that I guess it was Apple that forced every in-game purchase to be an Apple Pay application, and there was a lot of lawsuits now around the world with Epic Games, I guess. So there's a lot of going on. So it's not simply, oh, we create a crypto app and let the people buy. No, you have to follow the regulations from this major centralized Google and Apple guys. So I hope that they are not killing the crypto industries on these devices. So as you mentioned, there is coming a new app, completely new, fresh. You will get the Olympus tokens, so the tokens from your smart chain on this app. So I guess that's a good answer to these questions. So I guess we can move on now with the questions for the community, or Emanuele, do you want to know something else from Luis? So how he maybe come to crypto, or if he's a single. So we maybe we can do something to it.
Luis, have you ever been in the Dominican Republic, actually?
I have never been there. I would love to go one day. Yeah.
Come on. You're joking? Should come over here. Nice.
Yeah, it's far to swim. So
yeah, maybe with the boat or something.
Let's make that happen next year. I would love to.
Before he comes to Dominican Republic,
Costa Rica.
he comes to Costa Rica first.
Yeah.
We'll see how we connect first. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Andreas owes me a beer since 2 months ago, I think. He said that.
Yeah. I owe you a couple of beers. Yeah. We had an inside deal. So and there's another question: the vouchers will stay, so gift cards will stay, or is there something else coming? Because in the Polis Pay app you have now this all these gift cards. Are there some changes coming? There's also a question in the chat.
Yes, I guess I do not get into much trouble for saying this, but you can expect an announcement real soon that there will be a new web-based application that you will be able to purchase the gift cards that you have been used to purchasing. We believe it's a better application, more easy process, more easy to understand, and also with the flexibility that you are able to connect your MetaMask wallet and purchase them very easily. We are very excited to see this go live, and you can expect an announcement as well on this and more information and some usability screenshots and all of that very soon.
Nice.
Hey.
All right then. So let's move on, guys, with the quiz questions. Andreas, if you want, you can do the 3 questions. You can win. Each winner will receive $35 in form of Polis, right?
Yes.
So, Andreas, go ahead. And
so then,
if you're ready, you need to be ready and just give a thumbs up right now. Right now, a thumbs up. We have just 33 thumbs up. We need to have 100 thumbs up here. Type in the chat if you guys are ready. So we start.
Yes.
We don't have so much time anymore because.
So in the meantime, will Polis be integrated with other coins? I guess that's meaning to other chains. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. I would understand the same thing. And yeah, I think that Polis, the vision that we have for the project is to become cross-chain and to bring our users the ability to use their Polis whenever they see fit and in whatever protocol they see fit. So yeah, I would answer yes to that.
So what is the favorite you would see Polis on? Currently, it's Binance Smart Chain. What is your next favorite on the list?
I know everyone hates Ethereum for the high fees.
Nobody hates Ethereum. It's just for the rich kids. That's
correct. Yeah, I would personally love to see Polis on the Ethereum network and maybe Matic as well.
Okay. So then thanks for the answer. So here's the first question for Polis to win $35 in Polis. What is the maximum supply of Polis?
Ooh.
I guess that's really easy. Who's the fastest one?
Let's see. Who's ready? Who's ready first? Oh, let's see. Karsten L. He's fast. Let's see. He just won the 1,000.
So we have some delay in the stream, I guess, or?
Yeah, we have a small delay. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That's fine. Daniel hates Ethereum.
2B? Oh.
Andy, I think he's the first one, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Good job, Andy.
Okay.
Andreas, Andy won.
Andy, so I have to write it down. But the second name is spell it, Emanuele. Spell Andy. What is this?
Cucaracha was.
I have to write it down. Yeah. Okay, so the second question is, what is the name of the token on Hades Swap? So this is the first decentralized app on the Polis chain, automatic market maker and DEX. What is the name of the token?
Let's see.
Andy Kukarasia. Was is this? It sounds Greek.
Oh, Andy. He won again. Wow, he's fast. He's precise. He knows.
Wow.
I think Andy is the biggest fan of the Polis project.
Do you know him?
No. Well, at least I don't think I do.
That's Louis. He knows it before and types.
Yeah.
Okay, did we for the fairness, he won one time, we give him 2 time, or the second one?
Well,
what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the first one who's answering right, he went.
Okay, then wake up everybody now. Okay, Andy wins 2 times, so he has the supply ready, the maximum supply and the token. Third question: how many coins you need to set up a validator on Polis chain?
Oh, come on! He knows the next answer or what?
No.
No, but he knows more or less about what we want, about we are speaking. Mike Trisco should join right now.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
The answer was okay. So let me check. Who posts 100,000? CCA LLC.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. To be fair, the first answer of Andy was like 2.5 million. He missed a 0.
He missed a 0?
Yeah,
That's
check
true.
Please check this for the first answer. So it was 25 million is the answer.
Oh yeah.
And he missed one. So who
I
is
saw
then the
CCA
next?
one. Then.
Yeah, Mikion. What is Mikion?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we will check.
CCA one. Perfect.
Okay. We will come to every winner after the stream and connect to you. Okay.
Yeah, they just should type in the address in here, so we can send the coins
CCA,
after the stream.
type your address. Andy Kukarasiavas. I don't know. Sorry when I spell it wrong. Type also your address in, and we will send the coins.
And don't worry, guys. If you don't put your address in there, they can send it to me, and that's fine too.
Sneaky guy.
Sneaky guy, yes.
Okay, so I guess we have the next guest coming, Emmanuel.
Yes, normally I'm just writing with Michael because Michael says it's just stuck on connecting. It's trying to connect, but it doesn't seem to want to start.
Yeah,
that I
to
keep
the winners.
trying.
Also type your Divi address in. So Carsten, Karst NL.
Yes.
Also, yeah.
It just seems stuck in the for connecting on Zoom. Let's see if he can try again. Yes. Now we will have Mike Trisco from the Graphene and Phore team, and later on we have Bradley from the Syscoin team. I mean, 2 great projects again. Graphene is a new project that was launched several months ago. We had 2 airdrops right now. In total, there will be 6 airdrops. So, yeah, hopefully next year the Graphene blockchain will be released. I hope so. It will be a huge game changer, and Mike will talk about it in the next seconds. Let's see if he's ready. And Luis, what are your last words? What are your
last words?
Last words.
Ciao to Mexico. Your last.
I didn't think I would go like this, but yeah. So thank you for inviting me. It's great that you are making this event for everyone, bringing together a lot of great projects. And thank you for your time, and congratulations to the winners. I wish you everyone a happy new year and some happy holidays.
Yeah, what do you do on the 31st? You go out, you stay at home, you don't want to share it?
I go home. I usually go with my family, my grandparents and all of that, partying into until like 4 a.m. and then with some friends, most likely.
4 a.m.
4 a.m. and after 4 a.m. So you stay the whole
night. Yeah.
It's usually in Mexico.
Yeah, I would say in Latin America we like to party.
Yes, and Latin Americans, they don't stop. They like it, yeah. Let's see, Michael. Where is Michael? Michael's he has some small issues right now. He can not join. He says Zoom doesn't want to start with that. I'll keep trying. So maybe we should extend a few minutes with Luis. I don't know. Luis, if you have a nice story to share with us. I don't know.
How you come to crypto?
So you may know Enrique, which is
in the beginning. So how was the first connection to Bitcoin or to crypto? So what was the first?
Yeah. I would say that I heard about Bitcoin, but there were usually these guys that wanted to get you into investing and all of that. Like, I don't know, like the people from high school that I didn't trust very much. So I had like an aversion to Bitcoin for the longest time. To be honest, I didn't get into it until like 2017. When Enrique, the founder of the Polis project, brought me into Polis, he started explaining me a lot of stuff. I started reading myself. And of course, the minute I understood what Bitcoin and crypto were, there was no second question. I started just going all in crypto, right?
Okay, welcome to the rabbit hole. So thanks for the explanation, Luis. Mike is now here. We wish you all the best for 2022. Don't be the whole night awake at the 31st to the 1st. It's crazy, man. But you are still young. You can do it, I guess.
Yeah.
So eat something good in the evening, and then you will survive.
Yeah, I know that. Thank you. See you guys.
Okay. Bye.
Luis, have a great year, right? Great year.
Same, Emmanuel. Thank you for inviting me. Bye.
Yeah. See you soon, man. Thanks for your time. Well, Mike, you did it. Finally.
I made it.
How are you
Merry
doing,
Christmas
man?
to everyone.
Hi, man. It's a long time that I didn't saw you, man. That's I think a few months. You were busy. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
How are your Christmas days?
It was good. It was quiet. We actually had a lot of COVID running through my family, so not a lot of extended family Christmas. Everybody, I think, is going to be fine. So it seems like they're all either asymptomatic or mild cases, but just a lot of people that were testing positive, so had to be careful. So we just pretty much stayed home with my family. But like I said, so far everyone's doing all right. I think some people have some mild symptoms, but otherwise it's all right. So certainly not a standard Christmas, but everybody's all right. So that's good.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, right? So everyone is safe and we can move on with our lives. So yeah, it's a pretty, I don't know. What was a roller coaster year, right, Mike? You had a lot to do. I mean, you guys are working on Phore since 2017. Then you wanted to launch a Synapse, and then now you got it like a rebrand of Synapse. It was Graphene. So walk us a little bit through, man. What happened with Phore, and then with transition to Graphene? I mean, just explain us a little bit what's Phore and what's Graphene for the new listeners.
Sure. So Phore has been around, like you said, since 2017. It actually dates back even further than that, because it had a previous coin called Krypto Coin that started in 2013. That was long before I was part of the project. I came in really right after Phore launched as kind of a swap from Krypto Coin to Phore. And it really was kind of a relaunch then, in terms of, I think the developer had gotten sick and then gotten better. And so he decided to start over with a new blockchain with updated code. So he swapped it over to Phore's code base and swapped everybody that owned Krypto Coin to own Phore. And so shortly after that was when I discovered it. I was initially an investor, and then I started contributing to it. And then I eventually became the CEO. So the original developer actually disappeared shortly after the launch. He went by the name Furoshi, so that was probably a takeoff on Satoshi. But I actually never met him. I don't know who he is, so it's kind of a mystery. But he did deliver the initial code and helped with the initial launch. And then other people kind of stepped in to help from that point forward. And it's really been a community-driven project since that point. One of the focuses we've had is e-commerce. So we launched the Phore marketplace around the same time, and that's a place where people can buy and sell either physical or digital goods or services, and they can do it in a completely decentralized way. So there's no centralized platform that's collecting your data or selling your data or anything like that. And you don't need permission to start a store. You can just start your store and host your own store and sell products or services to whoever you want. And there's languages in it all over the world, so it can work in local communities with different languages. It can use a variety of cryptocurrencies. It certainly started out as Phore with the default currency. We've since added Bitcoin, and we're about to come out with a release that would have Ethereum, and we'll continue to add additional cryptocurrencies to it. So that became a big part of what we were doing with Phore is the applications we were building on top of it. And so at the same time, part of the initial vision of Phore was that we wanted to develop an additional set of functionality for smart contracts. Originally, we thought that would be with a side chain where we would just add it to the Phore blockchain and have a smart contract side chain. But as our developers looked into it, we really came to the conclusion that that wasn't really going to be secure enough. It wasn't going to work as well as we thought to do it the way we had originally set out to do it. And so we embarked on another project to really start over with a new blockchain that would have all this functionality built into it from scratch that would be much more secure and a better solution. So that was what we called Synapse at the time. And as we developed it, though, we really realized that the architecture we were developing was capable of so much more than just being kind of like smart contracts for e-commerce. And we came to the conclusion then that it really made more sense to launch it as a separate project, to let it reach its full potential, and also to let Phore reach its full potential. I think the original vision of Phore is still very valid, and we have a lot of other ideas, and there will be announcements coming in terms of what we're going to be doing with Phore going forward. But it's certainly still a very, I think the use case for Phore still makes a lot of sense. And I think there's going to be a lot of active development going on with that as we move forward. And we'll be building out the ecosystem even further going forward. But with Graphene, we really saw that it was a platform that could do so many other things. That we have a sharding architecture that makes it very scalable, but also it's a very flexible architecture in that the shards can be different than each other. So while we can't have full smart contract shards that can do all the types of things you might see on something like Ethereum or Solana or any of the other smart contract blockchains, that it can also have other types of blockchains. So we've already developed one that's a transfer shard that's more along the lines of what you would get from Bitcoin, where it's just fast, secure transfers, but it's not doing all the complicated smart contract things, but you're also not competing for block space with someone who might be doing all those smart contracts. And so that would be a separate type of shard from the smart contract shard. But then you could also extend that further to have something like a decentralized storage shard or a privacy shard or an identity shard or any other type of blockchain, and have different consensus rules for different types of blockchains. And they're all part of the same ecosystem, so you can move between them and you can use them together and you can do different things with them. But it's all part of the same blockchain ecosystem. So it's more secure than if you were going to try and cross between one blockchain and another that was completely independent. So it's really going to be kind of like a constellation of blockchains where you can use different types at the same time. And part of our philosophy from the very start has been to make everything very decentralized. So we are going to have a decentralized budget governance that will help fund development of Graphene, which is similar to what we have in the Phore blockchain. But we're also going to extend that further. We're going to have a shard governance function where you can have a decentralized way for the community to decide what types of shards to add. And that would actually be something where once the community votes to add a type of shard, it would go live automatically. It wouldn't require any kind of centralized authority or any kind of hard upgrade that we would make people do. That it would be kind of like uploading a smart contract where you would just upload another shard and it would go live and people would be able to start using it. So I think there's a lot of potential for that to do kind of an infinite number of use cases. But I think the nice part about it in my mind is that you can have different trade-offs in different parts of the system. So if, for example, for decentralized storage, you would want to have really large blocks or a way of storing lots of data, that could be optimized for that use case and not be doing anything that would trade off from being able to do a smart contract or being able to do something like a transfer shard. So that's really the vision with Graphene, is that it can be this really flexible architecture that can essentially add all the different types of blockchains you might want and have them all be part of a secure ecosystem where they can work together.
Makes sense. So actually, Mike, there are a few questions, but my question is, just Phore is a piece of a puzzle of graphene, because if it will be put together one day or another, or you just think that Phore it's on its own and graphene is on its own, and you know what I'm want to explain to you, right? So how will it work in the near future?
Well, I think in the short term, they are separate projects. We're working towards the mainnet launch for graphene. So right now we're focused on the wallet development part of that. The back end, most of the development is finished, but we need to have the user facing part that people would interact with. And once we have that stood up, we'll be able to go through test nets and get ready for launch and go through that whole launch process. I think at that point, I would consider them separate projects, separate cryptocurrencies. But in the short term, we would expect that there would be a lot of overlap between the team. So the developers might be working on both projects. In the longer term, I think that will probably separate more, where we'll have dedicated resources that would only work on graphene and only work on Phore. And there would be more of a separation at that point in terms of the team. But I think in my mind, we certainly are always going to be kind of like sister projects where we would look for synergies between them. So I would expect, for example, that once we have tokens launched on graphene, that we might make a wrap token for Phore and have it be, something that could interact with the graphene ecosystem. Nice. And if there are functions on graphene that could potentially benefit the Phore marketplace, for example, we probably would add graphene as a currency on the marketplace. And so anywhere where we see synergies and where we see opportunities where the projects could work together, we would look to do that. So I think there will be a relationship, but I think it would be two separate cryptocurrencies looking for ways they could work together. And that's really been always part of our philosophy in general, that we don't take the philosophy of saying like, you should only use this one cryptocurrency and everything else is worthless, like a lot of projects seem to do. I think we look for ways to collaborate with other projects and to work with other projects. And I think wherever it makes sense, wherever there's a mutual benefit, I think we would want to do those sorts of collaborations. And so I think we would look to do that ourselves between Phore and graphene, but we'd also be looking to do that with other projects too.
Yeah, that makes sense. So there's a question from System Sailor. He says, if will Phore come to the Binance Smart Chain?
I think that's
token, basically.
Yeah, I think that's very possible. We're actually discussing some of that right now. I don't think we're ready to make any announcements, but I think we are looking at doing a sort of a wrap token on the Binance Smart Chain for Phore. So I think that is a very real possibility that could happen in the future. I think one of the things when that topic first was brought up within our community was that we wanted to get through the airdrop process, or at least the snapshots leading up to the airdrop for graphene, because if we had tokens on BSC for Phore, that would complicate the whole snapshot system, because some of the tokens would be over there and some of them would be on the blockchain. And so it would have been a lot more complicated to say, how would we keep track of which, who owns what tokens at what time. So we wanted to get through the snapshots, but those are all done now. So I think we're free to look at that sort of thing. And so you may see that coming in the future, but I think it certainly makes sense to me that it would be a nice thing to be able to interact on that ecosystem, to be able to have a true DEX sort of thing like PancakeSwap. And so I think it is something that makes sense, and we probably will pursue it. But we'll give the announcements when we're ready to say what we think we can do. But I think it certainly makes sense that we'd like to tap into that ecosystem and have exposure to that, both from a exchange perspective as well as the community that is really embedded within the Binance Smart Chain and wants to potentially have the ability to use Phore there.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Mike, the next question is about graphene right now. Did you expect the growth of graphene like it is right now, or did you expect less? And how was the journey? Like the journey from graphene in your perspective, in your opinion?
I would honestly say I don't think I really had necessarily a specific expectation. I was very interested and curious to see what would happen. I've been pleased with the exposure and with the investment and with the interest that we've had in it. And I think I'm hoping that will continue to grow and that we'll be able to expand the community even further. I think the concept of bringing it to the Binance Smart Chain initially was to engage with that community and get more interest and get more exposure for graphene. And I think we've accomplished a lot of that with some of the airdrops we've done so far, and with the fact that we brought in a lot of people that were sort of Binance Smart Chain community members that wanted to get interested in our project because it's a token there. So I think we'll continue down that path. We've done 2 airdrops and we'll be doing 4 more. We've announced all the dates for those. They'll be coming up over the next several weeks. I think the next one's early January. So there's a number of airdrops left in terms of getting the full intended supply out there that people can redeem. And we'll also have to see how much of that's redeemed to really get a sense of what the total supply will look like. Because I certainly expect that we're not going to have 100% redemption. I think some people may have lost their keys or lost their wallets, whatever it might be, and they may not be able to redeem them because they don't really have possession of the Phore anymore. But we'll have to see how that goes over the course of the next few months, and then get a sense of both what the total supply is and also what the price of the token is. And that's another objective of that phase, is that as we're finalizing a lot of the crypto economics around Graphene, one of the variables is that we need to be able to make sure that people who are running nodes for Graphene would be able to run them profitably, and also that we wouldn't have too much issuance going on so that the supply wouldn't get overly inflated. Yeah. So we need to balance those factors, and the token price of Graphene is one of the variables, because we need to make sure that if we're going to pay out a certain return for people running Graphene nodes, that they can pay for their hosting costs, but maybe not too much more than that, because we're certainly not shooting to be like something where the supply would be doubling every year like some projects do. So this phase is one of the discovery periods to really understand, okay, where do those crypto economics belong? How do we need to start? Do we need to start with a higher reward and then have it decrease? We're thinking through those things as we see how the market is reacting to this. So that's what we're doing right now, and that'll be part of the input into finalizing some of the parameters as we get closer to launching Graphene.
Oh, nice. So maybe, as you said, maybe in the second quarter of 2022, it's you guys who wanted to launch it, but there's no. I don't know. You guys don't know when you want to launch the Graphene blockchain, right?
Yeah, we haven't announced any dates officially. I mean, I think we're certainly working hard on it, and we'll do it as quickly as we can. We'd certainly love to launch as quickly as we can. I think I just don't like to announce dates before I'm relatively sure that we can hit them. So as we get closer and as we can have more visibility into what work is left and what other testing or other things we need to do, then we'll be able to lock in those dates and make announcements in terms of when we'll launch. But that, part of that phase will be, like I said, finalizing all the crypto economics, making sure we configure everything properly, engaging with the community to make sure we can get people ready to run nodes for the Graphene network, because that's going to be part of what will have to happen to do the launch. Nice. And then part of that process will also be something similar to what we did with the airdrop, but in reverse, where you'll be able to take the BSC tokens and convert them back into native Graphene coins. So we'll have to do some smart contract work again to be able to do that, both on the BSC side and on the Graphene side, to be able to say, here's how you can convert your tokens and make them back into Graphene tokens, and then register them so that you could run a node and get rewards on the Graphene network.
So there's a little bit of work to do, right? So yeah, let's see. There's a question from Marcin, because he wrote me a lot of times, because of the for redeeming the Graphene tokens, there is a high gas fee. I think it's a half of a Binance coin, I don't know, and it's a little bit high. How can he manage it?
I don't think that would be normal. So I would say, if you have that, if it comes up that way when you try and do a redemption, don't go through with it, and reach out to us and we'll help you. I think for most people, and I've tested this with smaller wallets and larger wallets, because a lot of it is determined by the number of addresses you have in your Phore wallet. Because the way the process works is you have to first generate a file from your Phore wallet that validates your ownership of all the addresses, and you also put in your Binance Smart Chain address, so that when that file comes out, it's not going to be something someone else could do something with. So once you have that file, you would upload it through our airdrop system, and then that would tell you, here's how many tokens you can get for each airdrop, and then you'd be able to get to the point with your MetaMask wallet where you can go through with the transaction and actually do the redemption. And I think when you see a really high fee like that, what that means is it had some kind of error, and it's not really, it probably wouldn't even work if you tried it. So if you see a really high fee, I think it has been, like 0.8 BNB or 0.7 BNB, or maybe 0.5. In some cases, it might be based on the gas fees that are present at the time, because I know it fluctuates from time to time what the price is. But I think when you see a really high fee, that probably means there was some kind of error, and we need to help you fix whatever was going on. And that error is not happening for everybody. It's a very small number of people from what we can see, but it is a number of people that have been having that reported to us, and we're working with each individual to make sure that we can resolve that for them.
Yeah.
I can confirm there's not an issue with everybody with this high fee. So if you have a problem, Marcin, maybe go to Discord or Telegram, reach out to the team, they will help you.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. And in the Phore Discord, we have a ticket system, so you can just go to the channel that says open a new ticket, and we'll respond to that and get back to you and help you troubleshoot whatever your issue is, and we'll get it resolved.
Perfect. Yeah, actually, we have a quiz. We have 3 questions for you guys. For each questions, you're getting 4 coins. Actually, $50 for each question. If you guys are fast, you can win some cool 4 coins.
Yeah, I see we had some crazy guys. They might be sitting now like this. So last round, it was really fast, impossible.
Yeah, right.
I was hiding my paper for the questions. They know it before. So
there are 3 questions related to graphene. So if you guys are ready, we're starting. Just type it in here in the top chat box. So we're starting with the questions. Let's see. Are you ready, guys? So the first question is, what is the name of the worker node that will perform staking on the graphene network? So again, what is the name of the worker node that will perform staking on the graphene network?
Let's see. So the name is 8.
No.
Oh.
Let's go. Type in here. Type in the question. So nobody knows the answer. So again, what is the name of the worker node that will perform staking on the graphene network? No, not graphene. No.
People need to do some homework.
Okay.
That was the easy one.
Yeah. Can I stake graphene? Yes. You can stake graphene with the. So this is the answer. They don't know that? Mike, should we give them a little help?
I don't know how to give them help without just totally giving away the answer, but maybe that's where we're at.
Maybe someone knows. So again, what is the name of the worker node that will perform staking on the graphene network? I mean, worker node. You guys need to know that if you want to stake. No, it's not Casper. No. No, not PancakeSwap.
As we see, education is a big topic in crypto with everything. We had this before with Nick. We had this with Louis.
No, there's a worker node, right? It has a name, the worker node.
The staking process, if you want me to kind of give away the answer, is you would be proposing new blocks.
There is one.
You would be doing validation of transactions and validation of blocks. And you would be potentially doing slashing if you see someone violating the protocol. Those are some of the jobs that this node would do.
Yes, and Crypto Capex won the $50 in Phore graphene.
Yes,
all right.
We found the person.
Yeah, happy earnings, my man. You won the $50. Let's go ahead with the second question. Oh, I hope you guys know the answer. What 2 types of on-chain governance will graphene have? Let's see. Again, what 2 types of on-chain governance will graphene have?
We did publish a light paper that goes through a lot of this.
Yes. So there are 2 on-chain governance types. 2 of them. So let's see who has the first answer. The correct one. No, it's not correct. So again, what 2 types of on-chain governance will Graphene have? 2 types of on-chain governance. I think, Mike, you've mentioned one of them.
I think I at least made some kind of reference to it.
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 of them.
In fact, I may have mentioned both of them.
Let's see. There's no one wants to win $50 in Graphene? Yes, Heichen, yes. He was looking through the light paper right now, I think. Just joking. Yes, Heichen won the $50 in Graphene. Happy earnings. Budget governance and shard governance. These were the 2 answers, 2 correct answers. So
Good.
The third question is, what is the type or name of signature aggregation protocol used by Graphene? So again, what is the type, name of signature aggregation protocol used by Graphene? Hi, Bradley. How's it going? Yeah. Let's see. What is the type, name of signature aggregation protocol used by Graphene? Let's see. No, it's not GFN. No, it's not Casper. Oh, Heichen won again. Yes. Heichen, you won the $50 in Graphene. Happy earnings, my man. So you will receive in total $100. Perfect. BLS signature. Correct.
Yeah,
Mike?
we didn't really talk about that part, but that the BLS signature protocol is one of the key components from a technical perspective, because it there's a lot of parts of the system as it operates where you have to take something like 100 or even 1,000 different signatures from different validator nodes, which is the first question, and you have to put them together, and it happens all the time as each transaction or as each block goes through. So there's a lot of that going on, and the BLS was one of the innovations we're using to make that very scalable in terms of being able to do that sort of thing very quickly, where you can take something like 100 signatures and put them all together very quickly. So
Nice.
it's an important concept if you wanted to understand it from a technical perspective. From a user perspective, maybe it's not so important.
Yeah, you're completely right, man. Yeah, I think that's basically pretty much it, Mike. If you want to say something about Graphene and the future, what do you expect in 2022, maybe for Graphene? Just go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm really looking forward to getting towards our launch. So that's really our goal right now, is to move to the mainnet launch of Graphene. And then as soon as we get there, we'll be just looking at developing new types of shards and growing out the ecosystem around Graphene, looking at exchanges and other things, and starting to integrate with some of the other projects. So we have a very big future ahead of us, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the community grow and working through this with you together. So as I've said before, our projects have always been very community driven. Everything's coming right out of the community. Everybody that's on our team came from the Phore community, and we're going to be developing both the Graphene community and the Phore community going forward. So again, I'm looking forward to everyone participating in this. And if you want to help contribute, either whether it's to the code or to marketing or other things, please reach out to our team. We'd love to have more help.
Yes, nice. And then check out the graphene.io, right? It's graphene.io, the homepage of Graphene. Check out the Telegram chats, and yeah, Michael.
Yeah. For Phore, it's Phore.io. For Graphene, it's getgraphene.io.
That's one.
So getgraphene is the website, and that should point you to all the other resources, whether it's Telegram or Discord or other things. So there's all sorts of resources. You should be able to find them all on the website.
That's nice. So I wish you the best of luck, man. And we see us very soon, maybe in the next conversations on, I don't know, on Zoom. I don't know. So
Sounds good,
best of
yeah.
luck for 2022, man. And yeah, we'll see us very, very, very soon. Just
All right.
stay
Yeah,
safe.
and don't do the same like Lewis. He want to make a lot of parties. So from Polis before at the 31st. So keep it simple. And all the best for both of the projects next year. Also an old project, a Jurassic project, like the other project has, born in 2017. All the best and keep it going.
Yes.
Thanks, we will. And Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates that, and Happy New Year as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, for you too, man. Thanks, Mike, for your time.
All right.
See you
Bye.
soon.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. So
6
now we're
minutes delay
switching.
from Bradley.
Now
Ho
we're
ho
switching.
ho! It looks like.
Hey, Brad, my man. What's up? It's nice. Always nice to talk to you. Always, like every year, like every time. First of all, how are you doing? Are you doing good?
It looks like he cannot hear us, huh?
Can you hear us, Bradley? Hello? Ah, he can hear us. Yes. So
Oh,
let me
letting
join with the computer audio. Do you have to approve me or should try? I don't think so.
Maybe rejoin. Zoom is sometimes a little bit
Oh,
wild.
wait a second. Maybe. No, I can change it. It's
Yeah, let him join again.
it's about Bradley. I think so.
So that's a celebration, huh? Almost all-time high for this, or is it all-time high time?
Yes. I mean, Syscoin is a crazy project.
Not. There was a
No,
it
it was an
2000
all-time high, I think.
2017, 97 cents.
Oh, 97.
But we can almost celebrate the all-time high.
Almost.
We're close to it.
Oh,
And now we cannot hear you.
Bradley. No, we cannot hear you, man.
There's something wrong with the microphone. Did you?
Yes.
Maybe you have to switch the settings on the left bottom corner.
Yes.
Choose the microphone in the settings of Zoom. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
perfect.
perfect. Now we get it.
That
Okay,
works.
okay. Yeah, Zoom is always weird for me. So I've used like StreamYard and some other stuff like when I join interviews, but for some reason, every time I join Zoom, it's like, I don't know, I have the hardest time. But hey, the good news is it looks like you're not the only one wearing a silly hat.
No. I was thinking like one of these guys will have just a hat like me. So I was betting on you, man. I was betting on you like last year. What's up, Bradley? Always a pleasure to talk to you, man. It's was a roller coaster year, but I think for Syscoin it was a great year, as advertised, as expected. How are you doing first?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Just, I've been enjoying time with the family. That said, we've been very busy. I personally have been very busy, being both associated with Syscoin on the foundation board and being part of the Luxy project as well, which also had a launch, right? So we launched our beta, like our closed beta mainnet on the 20th. And, we had our IDO and everything like, towards the end of November. So yeah, it's been crazy busy, but a really good busy, right? So I've got no complaints. And Christmas went well. The only thing that I can kind of complain about is, man, it's been unseasonably warm here. And I was really looking forward to an excuse, for some boozy hot coffee at night. I never got that.
Yeah, but where are you located right now? In Canada?
I'm in the U.S. In Tennessee.
Oh, you're in Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm way out in the boonies, like way out in the sticks. So you should be pleasantly surprised that my upload bandwidth is, half decent enough to stream this right now. But it seems to be good.
It seems to work. That it works. Yeah, it works perfectly this year. Last year was a little bit laggy. But now I think we can.
Was it last year at the lake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Last year at the lake, yeah.
We get old in this crypto space. So.
Yeah, some of us have been in this space for a while too. So
Since when you're in a space, Bradley? 2014, 2013?
Well, I didn't really get involved in the space till around 2014, but I the first time I heard about Bitcoin was like 2011, like
Wow.
late 2011. I didn't understand it, but I come from an IT background even then, so I at least had the inclination to learn about it. So over the period of a couple of years, off and on, I finally got to the point to where I grasped the significance of decentralized secure store of value, and with Bitcoin, and that's when I started getting more involved.
Oh, that's a cool story, man. So you're a veteran in the game, maybe. Long time in the game. So
yeah, I've seen a lot of market cycles.
yeah, a lot of them. So I think it was a fantastic year for Syscoin. We saw a long time, like a bear market also for Syscoin, but you guys have always believed, because you guys struggled. I mean, in the first years, because you guys had a launch, and then the Syscoins were stolen and stuff, and then you guys needed to just build it up from scratch, basically. And yeah, I mean, you guys have a decent, if not a high class developer that makes things happen. So how did you saw the 2021 for Syscoin this year?
Yeah, so last time I was on with you this time of year, which was last year at the lake, I talked about how really the focus was going to be making Syscoin more useful, for end users. We talked about bridging technology, the bridging technology that we had at that time, which was tied in directly to Ethereum as a first-class trustless integration. Trying to make that user friendly and everything, as well as giving just people an easier way to use their Syscoin. In a way that sort of meshed with what we had envisioned as an ecosystem. So all of that, we followed through with that. So we have Pali Wallet, which is PALI, palywallet.com. We have that. And it's a non-custodial browser extension Web3 wallet for Syscoin. And that particular wallet, just like with MetaMask, for example, it allows you to interact with our bridged app, right, which now exists between NEVM and our Syscoin base chain, right? So instead of integrating directly with Ethereum, which was incredibly expensive, we instead sort of repurposed that technology to serve as a sort of a protocol adaptation between the NEVM, which is an Ethereum-based EVM model blockchain, and our Syscoin blockchain, which is a base model based on Bitcoin, right? So we did follow through. We did follow through with what our goals were for 2021, and in fact, we really kind of slammed it out of the park in that sense, because we released NEVM as well. And, there's some absolutely amazing things in store for the blockchain world and for the cryptocurrency market, as a consequence, of course. There's a really big undercurrent that's getting, that's really picking up steam. It's starting to come to the surface. And it's going to manifest as a macro trend. And it's important that a lot of people, I don't want to see a lot of people get left behind. So I like to talk to that a little bit before I get into specifics on NEVM and things like that, because that will help people see Syscoin from the right perspective and where we fit in what's about to happen in a big way in this industry.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, you brought out the Pali wallet, now the launch of Luxy, the marketplace, and it's in a better phase, I think so. Now the NEVM, and you guys want to, as far as I see it as on Twitter, you guys have a huge follower group now on Twitter. And the next year, I think it will be a huge year for Syscoin if everything works out, right? With Validium and with the layer 2. What do you guys what do you guys have in our mind for the next year with layer 2? Do you think it will change the whole game itself, or what's your expectation? No, I don't hear you right now.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it will change the whole game. It's going to change how everyday people look at blockchain, and it's going to make mass adoption actually viable and possible for, computation-based blockchains. ZK rollups specifically are what I'm talking about. And optimistic rollups provided a great degree of that scalability, even before ZK rollups, which haven't quite been released yet. But the thing with optimistic rollups is they were using sort of a gamification model that used fraud proofs. Basically, it was a system where in order to leave a rollup, and go back onto the layer 1, or vice versa, you kind of needed to wait a long period of time for someone to give someone an opportunity to prove fraud, that particular transaction is fraudulent, and so whether it would be accepted or not. So that's a system that has with it a lot of assumptions that can really be pretty risky, right? Whereas with ZK rollups, we're dealing with math, we're dealing with validity proofs instead of fraud proofs. And so there's no need for that waiting period, and there's also no assumptions being made because it's all mathematical, right? So but the bigger picture, I think if I'm going to speak more to the average person as far as what all of this means is, again, the way that people look at blockchains is about to change, specifically layer 1, right? The reason why is because so many of the user experiences that we have associated with centralized infrastructure, those experiences are now going to become possible using decentralized infrastructure, and be done in a way to where even businesses that have centralized systems will be able to maintain or even enhance their business models while benefiting from decentralized infra and blockchain and rollups. So rollups are what make that possible on the computation side of things. So, and that's been the biggest challenge for Ethereum since its inception, and especially since its adoption, has been the scaling issue. And what we've seen as a big market trend, especially the past year, has been the alternative layer 1 EVM sort of trend, where we've seen a lot of blockchains come up. We've got Avalanche and Solana, and just a whole list of others that have essentially had monolithic designs, and they were able to kind of stand in the gap for Ethereum, right? Basically by tweaking some parameters of the layer 1 and making those trade-offs. All the users that use those layer 1s need to understand and typically do have a sense that they're accepting a trade-off, a security trade-off, or some sort of significant trade-off when they're using a system like that. But those stood in the gap for Ethereum. But that time is really very quickly and very shortly will come to an end where these layer 1s have that as an opportunity, because that gap is going to be filled by ZK rollups. The fee problems on Ethereum are going to start resolving. The fees will end up being lower the more that rollups are adopted over time, and there will be a lot of initiative to adopt rollups simply because of the performance benefits and the flexibility offered by them. So definitely interesting times to come, and it will be, rollups will be a macro trend that will have a great deal of effect on the market because of the degree of use cases, like the amount of use cases that we'll see come from this, from an increased amount of scale will just be quite vast.
Bradley, there's a question from my side. There's the developers of Ethereum, they reached out to you guys because of the CK rollups and all the model. Or is there something I was misunderstanding? You guys were in touch with the Ethereum developers?
I mean, we're in touch with some developers. I don't know specifically what you're referring to as far as Ethereum developers. We do communicate with Matter Labs, which are, and we have some connections too with Starkware. So both sides of like sort of the ZK rollup paradigm that are engineering that. We do have pretty regular communication with them as well, and we're hoping one of those guys will create an implementation of their rollup solution on Syscoin. But maybe I misunderstood. But
or maybe there will be just a bridge from all Ethereum ERC20 tokens to Syscoin directly, as far as I saw.
Yeah, yes, right. So
with the EVM.
Actually, the possibilities for those kind of like interoperability, like trustless interoperability bridges are pretty fantastic with ZK rollups. It's really an area of research that's still pretty active, as well as like some other things like ZK EVM, which I just learned about a couple days ago, which is pretty amazing stuff. But as far as bridging value from other blockchains onto Syscoin, other EVMs, we have partnered with AnySwap, which I believe is rebranding to Multichain. I think that's what their new name's going to be. And they've deployed contracts on our NEVM mainnet, and they're sort of getting set up to provide that service for Syscoin. So kind of to stand in the gap, AnySwap service will be able to provide that. And they're researching ZK rollups as well. So they'll work with us on implementing multi-chain. I guess whatever their new product will be, using ZK rollups. Yeah,
nice one. Yeah, there's a question, Mark Free, but I think it's easy to answer it, because he says if Syscoin will launch a mobile app, but I mean the mobile app is the Poly wallet, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a browser extension. We have Clever. We partnered with Clever. They provide a mobile wallet, like if that's what you're looking for. It's not like a MetaMask type, it's non-custodial, but it's not exactly Web3, right? But it is a mobile wallet that you can store Sys and Sys tokens, Bitcoin-based tokens on. And then the Load project provides the Load Pay wallet, which has some functionality as well if you want a mobile app to store Syscoin. But for the most part, we refer people to Pally Wallet, because it actually gives you that Web3 functionality to interact with our Syscoin Bridge application, which you can find at bridge.syscoin.org. But it's worth noting. I mean, it's absolutely worth noting that an EVM, being a standard EVM, right? As far as compatibility with Ethereum, it's 100% compatible. It works with MetaMask, right? So if once exchanges start integrating, alongside the current Syscoin chain that they have integrated with, then people should be able to withdraw to MetaMask, right? And if you have some Syscoin and you want to move it over from the Syscoin base chain over to NEVM, you can use the Syscoin bridge, which I just mentioned with Pally Wallet, and store that in MetaMask on the NEVM side.
Sounds good. If you have any question, guys, let us know in the chat box there. There's a chat box, and Bradley's here and answering all the questions. Andres, do you have some questions for Bradley regarding Syscoin?
Yeah, no, not directly to Syscoin. I have one question a little bit later to him. But how you see it, Bradley? We have this year all these layer ones coming up. So it's Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, Solana, Polygon, Cello, whatever, Moon River. There are so many competitors to Ethereum. And as you are along in the space as well, there's now a hype. But if we go to a bear market, I see a lot of these layer ones maybe
disappearing,
because we have this dApps on there with an incentive token. High inflation makes no sense. All these tokens to reward users to provide liquidity. So we basically see that the peoples are taking their money out. And how I see it, so we have this crypto.com layer one, what they create now, and Binance, but how you see the future of all this layer ones, because if they are backed by a big company or big fund, then maybe they survive. But I see that maybe some of them will, and even if they are not top 20 or top 50.
Yeah, and that, that's a good question to apply to Syscoin as well. But we have a very solid answer to that. But speaking just more generally, which is how you address, you asked the question. I think a lot of these layer ones, especially once the legitimate layer 2 for computation is out and Ethereum is using it, and especially once Ethereum completes the transition to 2.0 and it's fully proof of stake, ZK rollups and everything, we're going to see a lot of these monolithic layer ones just kind of become irrelevant unless they come up with some innovation that is just absolutely important and needed in the space to set them apart from Ethereum, right? Because they're proof of stake too. I mean, basically all of them, with I think like one exception, there's Rootstock, but I can't, I don't want to go too much into detail on Rootstock. It is proof of work, and it's Bitcoin merge mined, kind of like Syscoin. But it doesn't have a token of its own. It expects people to spend wrapped Bitcoin as gas on a utility platform, and people don't want to do that, right? Right.
No.
So I mean, I think Rootstock's a very mature project. Like if you look at their mindset and everything, it's mature, but I think they got their design wrong on some points. And Syscoin kind of fills in there. But back to just generally the monolithic layer ones that are proof of stake, they're Ethereum is going to provide everything and more that they do, and it's going to have a more robust and resilient network. So yeah, I mean, sure, if a big company has sort of their own chain, and they have a lot of money to throw around, and maybe they have some projects and they control where those projects are able to go, maybe they have some dominance over their network, then maybe they can stay relevant, in some way, shape, or form. But even that is a really hard fight when you're fighting against basically the emergence of technology, right? So and for the most part, ecosystems, EVM ecosystems are all kind of cross-compatible. Any project on one, for the most part, in most cases, can go and launch on another. So they have sort of their choice. And the big important thing where Syscoin stands apart is we aren't monolithic, we are modular. And the difference there means that we're not trying to solve scaling on layer one. We're not trying to force layer one to do things that maybe it's not absolutely best suited to. We stick with what layer one is suited to, and we look to layer two for things like scale and the user experience. And we're actually able to retain that proven Bitcoin model and Ethereum's proven computation model. We're able to maintain those, coordinate the EVM being secured by Bitcoin merge mine proof of work through protocol adaptation without creating new assumptions, right? And we're also able to provide finality, which is a big deal. That's the reason why Ethereum has gone kind of this proof of stake route. That's part of the reason why they've gone for sharding, and Casper is it really kind of deals with finality, right? And Ethereum 2.0 is expected to provide finality on a block, typically within 10 to 15 minutes, somewhere between there. We provide finality with chain locks on every block now, as of the release of NEVM, on every block within 15 seconds. So we're proof of work, and we're able to do that. We don't have really, and we don't see a need for us to shift to anything like proof of stake. We can stick with that Lindy effect, of Bitcoin to provide that proven security, and still do everything else that's needed, and have all of that scalability on L2 with ZK rollups. So I think Syscoin really provides quite a compelling option in an Ethereum 2.0 world. I think what Ethereum is offering really is an L1 that's maybe focused on data availability for ZK rollups, with how they've planned that out. Whereas Syscoin, on the other hand, data availability is really more in the hands of the projects and the users that are operating the rollups. We provide some data availability on L1, but we're primarily focused on making our L1, providing secure settlement.
Okay,
It's a great explanation, man.
This was a long answer. Thank you, Bradley.
Sorry.
No problem. But I guess we have to come to the question. But I have one question to you. What do you think? Where are currently the most users to your website from?
Oh well, I haven't looked at the demographics personally lately.
Okay. It's not a problem. I have it here because I want to look, and I'm kind of surprised at how many users, because I saw the news, the Xmas session with Binance, and there's a lot of traffic. So you are spiking and boosting now in Turkey with Syscoin.
Yeah, we actually have noticed that with Turkey, and that's really interesting, especially given the importance of blockchain right now for Turkey, with what's going on with their currency and everything. And
yeah.
And we do have a lot of Turkish people that seem to interact with us on Twitter as well. So that's pretty exciting. Glad to see.
And also influencers, Bradley. I mean, they've been talking a lot about Syscoin and EVM and stuff like that. That's why it's booming in Turkey as well. But it's, the Turkish audience, the Turkish investors, they're crazy about cryptocurrency. I mean, not like this year. In 2020, 2019, also 2018, they were just focusing on cryptocurrency hardly. That's why, yeah.
So Turkey is growing, Brazil and India. So there you get a lot of traffic currently from, and UK. I don't know what is happening in UK, but there's also something going on. So then I guess we move on to the questions, because we are over 2 hours live now.
Yes.
So first of all, thank you, Bradley, for all these insights. I see you're on a great path. Also with Binance together, I guess AnySwap will be one of the leading bridges in 2022. I guess they also get incubated somehow from Binance now. They get a huge chunk of money. That's basically a bridge hub in the future.
Definitely. So we have 3 questions, guys. For each questions, you're getting 50 Syscoins. So if you're ready, guys, we'll start with the first question. The first question is, what is the seniority reward bonus for masternodes after 2.5 years? So again, what is the seniority reward bonus for masternodes after 2.5 years? Let's see if you guys are Syscoin fit. What is the seniority reward for the masternodes after 2.5 years? Let us know, guys, in the comment section.
Yeah, and I can give you one hint. If you keep your masternode that long and you receive this level of seniority, you will be diamond hands.
Yes, there we go. 100%, yes. Johnny McMaster, you won the 50 Syscoins. Happy earnings, my man. Let's go with the second one. The second question is, how is Syscoin mined? So the question is, how is Syscoin mined? Let's go. It should be an easy one, I think. Right, Bradley?
Yeah, we talk about that a lot.
Yes.
So I guess a lot of people are, because we get late in Europe, so maybe they sleep now. So they will have to wake up from the couch with their glass of wine and say, oh, now I have to answer. So now answers coming in, but they are late. Or slow.
Yes. Oh, Johnny, he won again.
So Johnny is still awake. Maybe he is in the US. It's
Merge mind. That's correct. Johnny, you won the 50 Syscoins. Just, merge mind with Bitcoin. That's correct. So the third question is, how is Syscoin ensuring scalability? So again, how is Syscoin ensuring scalability? Let's see. should be an easy one as well. It's not really difficult. So,
The only hint I will give you is it is not fruit roll-ups. It's something else.
Let's see. Yeah. And yeah, Daniel said one of them, but it's not valid, Bradley, right?
I think we can cut them some slack.
They should say
if somebody
both of
says
them.
both, that would be good. Yeah.
Yes. That's why they're receiving 50 Syscoins. Yeah, there are CK rollups in another one, so we need to find it out. The second one. Let's see if you find it out. Yeah, but now now he said that one, but it's crazy. Let's see if you guys are fast enough to name both of them. You need to name both of them.
They are related.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Johnny, you are fast. You won the 150s. 50 Syscoins. All right, then. Happy earnings, my man. All right. So I think we're done for now. Bradley, if you want to
say your last
audience,
words.
tell our audience what will happen hopefully next year with Syscoin.
Yeah.
What are your expectations? What's your focus? I think you're pumped. You're ready.
Yeah, we're pumped. I mean, we're ready for these new use cases that are going to emerge. Our ecosystem is growing. You know, we just, of course, launched mainnet like December the 6th. So it's definitely a burgeoning ecosystem that we are fostering, but we're gaining momentum pretty quick, and we're getting all those sort of different pieces in place for our ecosystem, where when we go to someone and present the idea of them, you know, launching on Syscoin, launching their project, they can look and say, well, this essentially you have all the components of an entire ecosystem here, so that makes it easier for them. Until then, there's a little bit of chicken and egg scenario, you know. Mm-hmm. But we've actually done very well overall. I mean, because most of the time when we explain our tech to projects, you know, to EVM based projects, smart contract protocols and whatnot, they understand that it's a strategic thing for them to launch on Syscoin because of what we offer in relation to ZK rollups and security. So, you know, I see our ecosystem growing and really a lot of things. I mean, metaverse is going to be pretty cool, and I think it's going to change kind of people's perceptions of value. We're going to see a lot of interesting and for most people unexpected things unfold in cryptocurrency place as well. So, I really appreciate you guys having me on. It's always it's always cool to join you guys. Man. And one more thing, Andreas, you asked me about you guys had some concern about chain locks last time I was on, and you know, Andreas always asks good questions. He throws me hard balls sometimes.
Sorry.
I know, and no, it's good though. Like, you know, I always do my best. But I had a misunderstanding. I thought that NEVM was going to have a chain lock like finality every 10 blocks or something. That's actually what we were doing on 4.2 when we were testing it out. Now with NEVM on mainnet, our chain locks are actually on every single block, and that's live right now. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway,
pretty good.
Sorry, so sometimes I ask really sneaky questions, but that's because I'm interested in this technology or what is really behind this. So, and maybe there's a difference between somebody who's 1 year in this space, and then I always look deep into the projects and ask the question. So thank you for your answer. And it's nothing against you. It's only to get a clear picture.
Oh, no, I understand. I just, I understand that too. I appreciate it. I'll take off, and you guys have a good rest of your day.
Yes, Bradley, have a good year. Have a good New Year's Eve, and stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for being here, man. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you very soon, man.
All right.
Happy New
All
Year.
the best. Thank you. Okay.
All right then.
I guess that's it. Let's swap back to our native language, German. Thanks for all the English people. They joined this.
Yes, and if you didn't subscribe, please subscribe to the channel, because next year, starting from 2022, I will do more reviews, more in-depth interviews and stuff like that, also in English. A lot of things are going to change. Will change not my face, but the face of my branding. I will do a whole rebrand. It will be a huge year, 2022. I am really looking forward to grow with you guys. All right, that's pretty much it. Now we switch to German, Andy.
Yeah, if you won the tokens or you give us some answers in the chat, please post your addresses inside, so we will reach out to you. And now we switch back to German.
Your addresses, please, so we can send you the coins.
Yeah, in the chat. Ja,
so, wir sind durch.
Anstrengender Nachmittag / Abend. Ich denke, ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Wir hatten 4 spannende Gäste von alten Projekten, die wir irgendwie immer wieder mit dran haben. Ich finde das immer interessant, auch von den Projekten dahinter die Leute zu sehen und wie sie drauf sind. Wir haben heute auch ein bisschen so persönliche Fragen gestellt. Ich hoffe, das war okay, nicht nur komplett erzähl uns was von Divi oder was von Syscoin oder von Polis, sondern auch ein paar Fragen an die Leute. Ich möchte mich persönlich bedanken für alle, die, ich weiß gar nicht wie, 127 steht da unten, ach du Scheiße, so lange schon mit dabei sind, vor allen Dingen die jede Woche dabei sind. Da gibt es so ein paar Pappenheimer, die ja immer wieder auftauchen. Vielen, vielen Dank, dass ihr uns da unterstützt, auch wenn wir im deutschsprachigen Raum einen relativ kleinen Crypto Friday haben mit, ich weiß nicht, wie viel sind es, 300, 400 Zuschauer mal auf dem Freitag. Wir ziehen das trotzdem knallhart durch. Ich hoffe, es ist interessanter Content für DeFi, Masternodes und für den Space. Wir machen keine Chartanalysen und machen irgendwelche Gesichter auf unseren Thumbnails mit oder 5000x oder sowas. Wir konzentrieren uns halt so ein bisschen auf ein paar, mehr seriösere Sachen.
Nächstes Jahr wird es definitiv ein krasses Jahr, content-technisch. Schreibt gerne rein, was ihr nächstes Jahr sehen wollt an Content. Wir haben unsere Lauscher weit offen. Und ja, ansonsten war es das von unserer Seite aus. Es hat uns richtig gefreut, dass ihr da wart. Wir werden Gas geben nächstes Jahr, wird ziemlich spannend. Lasst ein Like da, wenn ihr noch nicht abonniert habt, macht's bitte jetzt. Und ansonsten sind wir durch. Ich wünsche euch ein frohes neues Jahr. Lasst es euch gut gehen. Trinkt ein, wenn ihr trinken wollt. Wenn ihr nicht trinken wollt, trinkt nicht. Und
trinken sollte man schon, egal ob es Kakao, Tee oder so, Wein, darf sich jeder aussuchen, was es sein darf. Trinken sollte man auf jeden Fall. Genau. Ich kann nur jedem ans Herz legen, lasst euch nicht ärgern, lasst euch durch diese verrückten Nachrichten, die da kommen werden. Ich glaube, es wird nächstes Jahr noch ein bisschen schlimmer, auch durch diese ganze Covid-Alarmbereitschaft und Covid-24, was da noch alles auf uns zukommt. Macht alles Beste draus, lasst euch nicht irgendwie belabern oder schaut nicht zu viel von diesem Zeug.
An den Krisenzeiten.
Macht nur irre, kannst du ja nicht mehr aushalten.
Die Krisenzeiten sind ja die besten Zeiten. Wenn eine Krise kommt, dann bereitet euch darauf vor und investiert in euch selbst erst einmal und dann habt ihr auch noch Assets, in denen ihr investieren könnt und da macht ihr mehr draus. Wie gesagt, ich mache jetzt, falls ich das noch jetzt loswerden möchte, ich habe bei Strong jetzt 3 Notes am Laufen, habe 2,13 Strongs erzeugt in den letzten Tagen. Also sehr lukrativ das Ganze. Ich werde jetzt eine 4. Note starten. Und dann werde ich das in meinem neuen Video präsentieren. Dann gibt es noch Invest in Metaverse und so weiter und das werde ich dann alles in meinem
Wir sehen uns ja bald wieder. Wir sind ja nicht weg. Also
So
wir,
oder so,
hoffen wir mal, dass da am 31. nicht hier überall die Läden runterklappen und wir nochmal wiederkommen.
Noch nicht.
Da machen wir wieder News, normal Crypto Friday, da werden wir nächstes Jahr bestimmt die 200 knacken, wenn ich das so richtig sehe.
Klar.
Und für euch alles Gute, weil ich muss jetzt nämlich auch,
Genau.
sonst kriege ich noch eine Backpfeife von meiner besseren Hälfte, die hat da keinen Bock drauf, wenn das
Genau.
zu lange geht. Alles klar.
Meine Lieben, frohes neues Jahr. Danke, dass ihr da wart. Danke, dass ihr zugeschaut habt. Lasst ein Like da, kommentiert, liked, teilt, wie auch immer. Und wir sehen uns nächstes Jahr. Da mich schon
Guten Rutsch. Macht's gut.
Rutsch, ja.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.